You seem to still be up there somewhere.
Maybe I am. There are flying saucers.
Supposing they're Martians or something in there.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Weird Wednesday. I'm itsasherz and this is
Cassie.
Cassie, welcome to 2026.
Hey.
We haven't done this since last year.
I know. It felt like forever, though.
My favorite part is that is my second time I've made that joke to you. Ugh.
It is. And we're still not in person, so I still can't punch you in the face.
We're going to see each other. You're going to be like, here's two.
It's for your corny jokes.
Terrible jokes. How was your break? How was your Christmas, your holiday break?
It was stressful. It was good. It was relaxing. Back to stressful, and everyday life.
It's a lot, right? It's so much.
It is. Holidays are a lot, especially when you have like split up families.
Yeah. And
teenagers. That's the hard part. It's expensive.
Whew,
There's no more like, can we go to Chuck E. Cheese? No, it's like, can we go skiing? But we have no equipment for skiing and have to rent everything and buy the lift pass. I
was going to say, because it's not just like the gifts, even though those do get more expensive, because you can't just buy them a pack of Play-Doh and they're like, cool. But yeah, you have to entertain them while they're out of school and shit. And
right.
Like, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, and then they have friends, and then you feel bad because you like invite friends to do stuff, so you feel like you have to pay for it, because you invited them. And
oh yeah,
yeah, it's just one of my kids needs to get a job. One of them has a job. One of them needs to find a job and get off his little high horse of being perfect and thinking he's gonna find like a rich husband to take care of him.
Hey, don't squash his dreams. He might.
He might, but he needs to he's only 16. Like, come on now.
Gotta do something in the intermittent. That's for sure. Well, right, he's got to work hard and then make that rich man feel like he deserves to have a break in his life.
Right. And if he wants to be the one that doesn't work, he better learn how to do the dishes or some laundry or something, because he's going to be the one at home.
Damn teenager. I know mine just turned 14 and I'm like, you can get a job now. It's time. And,
yeah, good luck.
I know, right? Well, because all the adults need all the jobs that they could possibly get. And I agree with that, but
We see you live more in a city area and the boys live more in a city area at their dad's house. And I found it like crazy to find anywhere that was hiring people under the age of 16.
Yeah.
Like Dunkin' Donuts brought him in for an interview and sent him home twice and finally told him, we can't hire you till you're 16. Well, then why did you waste all of our time?
Right. You have their birth date on the application.
Right. You knew. You even asked him when he was there and you still did a second interview and brought him in for training. Let him sit there for an hour to wait on somebody to train him and then tell him he had to go home because they couldn't hire him till he was 16.
Yeah, no, I'm not too pressed about mine getting a job at the moment.
No, not yet.
Happen, but I joke with her now all the time, or I use it. She got mad at me. Here, I'll tell you a story. This is what it's like to be a parent for the people that don't know. People that do know, you'll relate to this. She got upset because I bought a new ketchup and I put it in the pantry. And, I should have known better and I should have put it in the fridge. And let me tell you, I got a reaming for like 20 minutes about how I know that she likes her ketchup cold and I should have just put it right into the fridge and I didn't do that. And I should be more considerate next time. And you know what? This child put groceries away with me. That's what I said. I'm like, you put them away with me. You got 2 arms and 2 legs and everything works. And why didn't you put it in the fucking fridge?
Right.
Little bastard. And I told her this, that some kids at your age have a whole job.
Mm-hmm. Some kids at her age that have jobs shouldn't have jobs.
Shouldn't have jobs, right? Exactly.
There's this lazy kid at our work and nobody likes working with him because he does nothing. He just complains about everything he does. Like, I don't like doing this. I don't like, well, you know what? Shut up. like I'm the server, so he was cashing one of my tables out and they left a tip on the credit card, and then we just get the money like that they wrote on there. He takes it out of the drawer, puts it in my bucket or whatever, my tip jar. So he's like in the drawer and he's like, "Hey Cassie, I got a present for you." I'm like, "And God gave you 2 legs, walk it over here like everybody else."
Right. Come over, you're busy and you're just talking at me.
Right.
These damn kids. No, I know it. They got no work ethic. But that's what our parents said about us.
None at all.
And here we are. But,
yeah, I don't know if they said that about us, though, did they?
I did. My mom never thought I would ever have an adult job ever. So, and even some days she still is questionable about it. So,
well, I grew up on a street. It was me. It was like my family. And then next door was my aunt and uncle. Next door to them was my grandma and grandpa. Next door to them was my great grandma. So, like, my grandpa had a farm. So, like, we worked our butts off as kids. Like,
yeah, we didn't. I didn't have that farm life, but I had a grandma, so who's was a widow, so she had a big yard.
She had a big yard.
She had a big yard, so that was the closest I got to farm life. But it was mostly just like I picked up the sticks in the yard while my brother mowed because he was a boy. So, Anyway, yeah, I had a decent break. Did
you see any movies?
I did see some movies. I did. I went to the movies physically, and we watched the new Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, I don't like you anymore. I want to see it so bad.
Go see it. You're an adult. You can do things.
I know, but I don't have time.
Yeah. You just gotta sacrifice something else. So I was telling you I had those 5 days off and they were all spent doing everything else except for enjoying me. So the one day off that I had, we went to the movies. Okay, if you like the first movie, you'll like the second movie.
Okay, I liked the first one.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you are like me and you're a huge fan of the games, you're probably not going to like it as much.
Gotcha.
Because it just doesn't follow the game lore. And man, I remember when the movies got announced and it was so exciting. And I'm like, I can't wait to see this play out on screen. And they're not following the games whatsoever. It's its own thing. And it's like, man, so it was okay. It would be okay if it was something else. I just can't get over the fact that like I am too close to the franchise. Like I know too much about the games to really enjoy it properly. But from start to finish, it's pretty much like there's no real boring parts or anything. So it's pretty fast. Really, that was about the only thing that I really had time to watch. Otherwise, I watched all the Christmas movies, all of them.
Oh, okay. I only watched Violent Night.
All of them. No, I have a whole list of. I watch all these movies, and I watch all these. I really like Christmas TV specials. So I watched a lot of those, and there's so many now. I don't know. I feel like when shows come out, maybe they should just do like one, except for Bob's Burgers. Like it's their thing to have a Thanksgiving. Like they have holiday specials perfected. And I think that they can continue to do that every season, which ironically they weren't doing anymore, I guess, or haven't in a couple of years. But other shows, there's way too many. And it's like, what? You don't need this many Christmas specials. But I watched all of them. I watched a new movie this year, which is a breath of fresh air because a couple of years ago, I'm sure you guys remember, this was 2 years ago, I went through and asked everybody what they watch for Christmas.
I do remember that.
Yep. And I watched all of them because notoriously I haven't seen a lot of movies that other people have seen and talk about. So this is kind of my start to do that. And I reviewed every single one that I watched. And so last year I struggled to find a new Christmas movie because I've
watched so many.
I've seen all of them, and I have my list of, the ones that I want to watch. This year, though, I did find one that I had not seen, and it was very good. And I know it's after Christmas, but if you're interested, it's called There's Something in the Barn. and it was good. I don't want to give away too much about it, but basically it kind of reminds me of a kind of a modern day Gremlins.
Okay.
And I think that people who check it out will know exactly what I'm talking about. So if you're not totally Christmased out like I am, definitely watch that one.
Is this like a Tubi movie?
I think it was a Shudder exclusive at one point.
Okay.
Like when it originally came out. It's probably easy to find though. There's something in the barn. It's really good.
You're like my buddy Jim from Fright Reels, who just like knows all these movies no one's ever heard about, but like doesn't know the movie you're talking about.
I was having this conversation with somebody. Okay, they're like, I'm not a movie person. And I'm like, great, I'm not a movie person either. We get along with that. But they have actually made me feel like I actually am a movie person. Like I didn't realize how many, but it's not, I don't know mainstream movies.
Right.
I've never, they were giving me their top 3 movies and like their number 1 is like Django Unchained. I've never watched it.
You never watched Django?
Nope, never seen it.
That's a good movie.
Never seen it, But then they asked me my favorite movie, and I'm like, well, it's Cannibal Holocaust, obviously.
Obviously.
And he has no clue what I'm talking about. Most time people don't, or they're like, why would that be? Like, that's crazy that's your favorite movie. That's disgusting. And I'm like, well, I'm just that filthy. I don't know. I know all the shit that nobody has ever heard of. So that's just that. And I'm like that with music too. I don't like, I mean, I know a little bit more mainstream music, but like most of my music tastes, again, is shit that nobody's ever heard of before.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't even know how I find it. I come across it and there it is. Of course I watched Stranger Things, finished that out. I'm just glad it's over. That's all I'll say.
Is it like over, or is there one more?
No, it's over.
Oh, it's all out now?
Yep.
I can buy it then. I'm so cheap. I'm trying to save money from Christmas. I was waiting for them all to be out so I can just buy Netflix for 1 month.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's all out. It came out. So New Year's Eve got kind of strange. My daughter decided to go to her friend's house, and I go and I drop her off, and I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do for New Year's Eve without my child? And thankfully, I had not fully committed to doing anything because less than an hour after she gets dropped off, her friend starts throwing up all over the place. So I had to go pick her up. And we spent New Year's at home. But that's okay because New Year's Eve was when the final Stranger Things dropped. So
did she watch it too?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
John and I went and saw Avatar in 3D. How
was that?
It was so good.
Was it?
I loved it, but I liked the first 2. Like the first one was back like in the day, so like it kind of looked more real in the first one, but now like the CGI is so crazy, like everything looks fake, but it was still really good.
I'm really shocked. I thought there was only the one.
No.
Well, guess what? I've never seen it, so I don't.
There's the second one was The Way of Water, and then the third one has something to do with fire. But there's 2 more coming.
I had no idea.
I think it's 29 and 31, maybe they're coming out.
Huh. Yeah, no, I had no clue. That's surprising.
But it was cool because like John like misread the layout for the movie theater, and when he picked our seats, he thought he was picking like the back row, but he really picked the front row. No. So when it first came on and we have the 3D glasses on, it literally looked like we were under the water. Like it was so cool.
That's cool. So it was a happy mistake.
Yeah.
That's lots of fun. Yeah, we have like seats at the theater. We have like where we're gonna sit. Well, I mean, I worked at the theater forever, so I've gotten good at it. Like if you're gonna go see an IMAX movie, you 100% you have to sit in the center of the theater.
Okay.
And if you sit anywhere else, it's not worth your money to go because it's got the curved screen, and so and sometimes they're in 3D, sometimes they're not. But because of that curved screen, if you sit anywhere else, it just looks fucking weird.
Okay.
But if I go to like a regular theater, I always sit it's It's not like the first tier at the bottom. Nobody sits down there, but I usually sit in like the first row on like the second tier.
Mm-hmm. By like the handicap seats.
Yep, right behind the handicap seats, right on the edge, so that I can easily get up and go pee because I'm old. So
man, let me tell you how bad I had to hold this in for 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Nope. I tell Maylee, I'm like, I gotta go. Tell me what happened. So
but it was so good. I didn't want to get up because there's so many different characters, and they kind of all look the same because they're like blue alien creatures.
Yeah.
You have to like pay attention.
You're like, damn it, I gotta pee. I gotta do this. Yeah, no, I'm a middle of the movie peer. They need an intermission on some of these fucking movies. That's insane. 3 hours of movie and no break.
Didn't they have one back in the day for Titanic? Wasn't there an intermission?
I have no idea. Probably. I don't know. I didn't see it in theaters, so.
I remember Pearl Harbor had an intermission, but it wasn't planned. It was like the power went out or something.
I've never seen Titanic. I'm just kidding. I have seen Titanic. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Oh my gosh.
I'm a 90s baby. Of course I've seen it. No, and I didn't, but I have not seen Pearl Harbor, so.
Really?
Never seen it.
That's a good movie too. I think I saw that like 4 times in theaters.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out movies that like everybody's seen, but I have not. And try. I did like a whole Jeff Goldblum run at one point.
Jeff Goldblum is amazing.
I'm like, I'm just gonna watch all Jeff Goldblum movies, and I did, and they were great, but a lot of them are movies that again people have never heard of, have never seen.
Right.
So I'm like, oh. And I'm like, well, what should I do next? Maybe I'll watch all of Cronenberg, because I love body horror and I love Cronenberg, but I haven't seen all of them. But then I'm like, but who the fuck has seen any of these? Nobody.
Can't even talk about them with anybody.
Right. Nobody knows who that is.
Befriend Jim. He'll talk to you about them.
Oh, that's so funny. Speaking of Jim, he'd messaged me and he said that they, over on their podcast, they can't seem to go a week without talking about, quote, you fuckers, he said.
Yep, he sent me the same one.
So
they actually added a news to their podcast as well, but it's more like horror-based movie news.
We kind of do that here, sort of, but
yeah,
it's just kind of stuff we've seen. It's more part of the weekends.
Yeah,
but
we just. Oh, you know what I'm so mad about? You know how? Okay, so I had to buy the month of Disney. Oh my gosh, because I had to watch the second Avatar again before I went and saw the third Avatar. So I'm sitting here today, and my head hurts so bad. I'm trying to find something to watch. So I know the Percy Jackson like TV shows on Disney Plus. So I started that, and I hate Disney for like ruining these freaking movies and other shows that just they ruined it. They ruined it. I read every Percy Jackson book. I've seen the other 3 Percy Jackson movies with the other actors. And I was so like disgusted by the way Disney did this. I was just like, wow, you just ruined that whole thing for me.
Is that why nobody's talking about it? Because I noticed nobody's really talking about it.
Yeah. And there's 2 seasons out already.
Wow. 2 seasons of a horrible show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
But they do that with all of them. Like they ruin like all the Marvel characters with these stupid spin-off shows that they put together.
Yeah, I don't keep up with a lot of the Disney stuff anymore.
I did watch She-Hulk. That was pretty cool.
It's so hit or miss. It's like I don't have time to waste on something terrible.
Yeah.
But now that Christmas is over, I definitely want to check out the Diddy documentary.
Yes.
So I'm moving on to more realistic things, I guess. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that when I buy the Netflix for the month.
Yeah.
And I have Wednesday off because I have to get a cavity filled and preparation for my crown in 2 weeks, which I don't know what that consists of, but I'm just going to buy the Netflix then and start watching Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Because I know my head's going to be killing me.
Probably. Yeah, probably. Right, there you go. That's and we'll talk about it then, and then it'll be plenty of time for people to watch it. So if you listen and
if you're cheap like me and are waiting, guess what? They're all out. We can watch this shit now.
Let's talk about some news, right? What happened while we were away? We missed
not much.
Not much. I kind of wanted to talk about this sort of personal event, but I didn't really prepare myself well for it. So probably a couple of years ago, we had reported during the news of the show about this giant scandal that was happening in regard to Harvard, somebody, working for Harvard that was selling human body parts to people. And that's kind of been going on for, that whole situation's been going on for quite a while. And it's kind of coming to its conclusion as these people have gone through trial.
That started when Pat O was still on, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was a long time ago. I think it was it might have been 2023. But
yeah.
3 years ago, and of course we talked about it. It was weird news, and we just kind of mentioned it, and we're like, oh, human remains, spooky, scary, and it's kind of moved along. Well, I was on Facebook, and I have this friend on Facebook, and he makes and sells oddities, and really great stuff. I mean, really genuinely a very talented artist. And just kind of somebody that, we'll just kind of like each other's stuff. We don't really talk, but we've been Facebook friends for so fucking long. It's like, him, Mm-hmm. And he had made a post about coming clean, about his situation. He wanted to finally be able to talk about his situation because he was sentenced in that exact scandal. Come to find out, he was involved in some type of way. Seems to be he was involved because he was purchasing human remains, via these means, but was unaware that they were unethical. So he's taken a plea deal. And the Department of Justice is actually seeking a 15-year sentence for him. Meanwhile, the actual people that were actually trafficking and trading these body parts are getting a year, 2 years.
Well, the actual morgue guy is getting 8 years, and then his wife got a year for assisting him.
Oh my God.
But she knew everything that was going on and helped every part of the way. The only thing she couldn't do was actually physically steal the parts.
So this guy, his name is Jeremy Pauly, if you guys are interested. Again, super talented artist. He's upset because he is being used as to make an example of in this situation. And it's interesting because you can definitely see it when just before the show, we were kind of just, perusing some of the articles about it. So many articles about it out there that you can read, but specifically with his name, attached as well. And it's making it seem like the police showed up and walked into a house of horrors.
Right.
Like this man had some weird sick fetish and had all these, gallon buckets of body parts laying around and dead babies everywhere. And it's really terrible. But if you guys have ever been to an oddity shop, if you've ever been to one of these weird oddity events, or even hell, we've had oddities at some of the cryptid events and stuff. It's not as weird as they're making it out to be, but they're definitely portraying this guy as some type of monster, and it's frankly very unfair. So he's trying to fight it. He's out right now, but he's got to turn himself in here in a couple days. And I just was shocked to find out that, something that I had reported on years ago, the whole time I've been friends with this fucking guy. I had no clue. I had no idea.
Oh, this guy's got some really awesome artwork.
Yeah. I mean, it's not dirty. You had mentioned Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because that is how they make it sound. And you think of dirty and gross. And it's not dirty. I mean, it's fancy. It's clean and modern. And no, it's really good stuff. And, he's being, so they talk about these stillborn babies and stuff that he had. And, because one of the things that him and his wife do are, take mothers who have lost their babies due to miscarriage, and they will memorialize them in some type of way. This is completely from the mothers, right? They want this done. They have requested this, and then they give them back. So they probably did find stillborn babies there, because that's kind of one of the things that they do. And they don't charge for this service whatsoever. Whereas like if the mom were to go and get, a burial or cremation, I mean, stuff like that it's very expensive. So again, they're just really, the media is really going after this dude. It's very sad to watch. But I'm kind of invested in it now.
Right.
More so than before. Before it was just a weird news story that I shared. And I think that sometimes, you definitely forget. And obviously I'm guilty of it too, that, the people that go through, the people in these stories, like they're real people.
Yeah.
They're real people. And oftentimes the media does not really portray it as it really is. There's no nuance in journalism. It's just, here's the facts. And sometimes that can kind of paint our brush with how we perceive these people. But, Jeremy's not a bad guy.
Mm-mm.
He's just an artist. This is his thing. This is what he does. And he just got caught up with people that were selling trafficked human remains. And it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. So I just kind of wanted to bring some attention to that a little bit.
Right. I mean, the article that they just put up because of the sentencings for the 8 years and 1 year that the people received did make it sound like they saw a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like he was selling skin for leather books and faces to put on people's bookshelves. But that was just guessing. They had no idea what these body parts were being used for. And I'm pretty sure they weren't talking about Jeremy in that.
Yeah, they might not have been. There are articles just about him.
Yeah.
There's been many, because this has been ongoing for years. And so tons of information out there. But yeah, on that one, I don't think that's him. But even if it was, the stuff that they're describing, like I want a human skin bound book. I'm that kind of weirdo. I have human remains in my house that I didn't kill anybody to get,
Right.
It's ethically sourced, but some people think, I mean, with these human remain collections, there's a line. I know there's some of you that listen to the show and you're probably like, well, it can't be ethical. It's human remains. Whereas I'm like, please do something really cool with my body. Please. When I die, I'm not using it anymore.
I think it just comes down to the person. You have to be extremely specific in your will and what you want done with your body.
Well, and there are people that don't do it ethically. We are going up. I don't usually talk about our schedule ahead, but one of the things that we're going to talk about during this next round of show schedule, which isn't out yet, are the bodies exhibits. Mm-hmm. Because there's actually a lot of really fucked up, shady practices that go on with that. And I'm really excited to get into it, but a lot of those bodies aren't ethically sourced at all.
Right.
And they're out on display and it's terrible. And so we'll get into it a little bit more. So they're definitely, I mean, of course you're going to have bad people. And back in, the movie Poltergeist, people talk about that a lot. They used real human skeletons during the swimming pool.
Yes.
Well, most of the time in horror movies at that time, they used real human skeletons because they were cheaper than props, than getting props.
Mm-hmm.
And
Poltergeist, they used them on Native American ground, which I don't know. That just doesn't sound appealing to me.
And there was a lot of weird shit that happened with that movie. I don't know,
right?
With the production, but that was very common. And again, those bodies were not ethically sourced. I mean, they weren't. And so, this has kind of been
Spielberg's still walking around. He didn't get charged. So
who?
Steven Spielberg.
Oh, Steven Spielberg. I thought you said Gilbert. I'm like, who the fuck is Gilbert?
He's probably walking around too.
Old Gilbert, just I got away with it. He's the one stealing them. You're like, everybody knows Gilbert. What are you doing? So I don't know. It's a slippery slope, and I'm not one to really make that decision. I like owning human remains. I think it's cool. I think it's neat. It's not really so much because of the remains themselves. I don't do anything weird with them. They just sit on my shelf. But it's more of, I have one. I have one human rib. I have corpse hair too, but I don't think that counts.
Corpse hair?
Yeah.
Off the head?
Yeah, like hair from a corpse. Yeah.
Why?
I think I bought it one time because I was going to try to do something magical with it, and then I decided I liked it better in the jar.
But, like, can you confirm that it really came off of a corpse?
No, absolutely.
And the lady that sold it to you just didn't, like, cut some hair off?
Absolutely not. You could just cut hair off and put it in a bottle and call it corpse hair, and people would be none the wiser. But my human rib is definitely human rib, and it's probably from a child, not like a young child, but like a young adult. It's pretty small.
Okay.
So, but it's because it's very hard to find human remains.
I've never looked.
Yeah, it's very difficult. If I could go on the internet and buy some.
Right.
It's when you say all this, it sounds really terrible, but you can ethically buy human remains. Well, as long as you do your research online. But I like to get them from like local shops and stuff, because in that way I'm, I
thought you were gonna say I like to get them from locals.
Yeah, from the locals, my buddy. I will say the night that I brought home my human rib was my first, and this is kind of why I stopped buying them a little bit. My first human remain I'd been looking for about a year and a half, and I finally get it, and we're driving back home, and the brakes on my car went out. So made me feel some type of way. I'm like, maybe I should.
That's why you have one.
Right, exactly. So, but if
it was the first and the last.
If the opportunity arose, I would buy more. But some stuff just isn't pretty. Like to be quite honest with you, like most of them are just individual bones, unless you get them articulated into like a whole hand or a whole arm or something. And you got to pay for that, because human bones aren't just. It's not like the movies. They're not together. They fall apart when you rot. There's nothing holding them together. But like I would like a skull. I'd like a human skull. I'd like a genuine shrunken head.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So certain things that, I want to get, but like, I don't really, maybe a full pelvis, maybe.
Where was that like tiki bar thing that Baggins went to that got his shrunken head made of him?
I have no idea.
I forget where it was, but they had like a whole ceremony and everything, and like his shrunken head is like on display at the bar.
Most shrunken heads aren't like real shrunken heads.
Right.
Like that is like 99% of them in the wild are not real. They're sold mostly to tourists, or at least they were for a long time, sold to tourists in different countries. And they're like, oh, we got shrunken heads from the cannibal tribe, and white people go crazy over that shit. And they're not real. But there are real ones out there. They do exist, and they're very insanely expensive. But I think it'd be really cool to own one, just a real one, just to be like, yeah. This guy got his head chopped off by a rival tribe, and here he is now, hanging out with me. I talked to him. We would have conversations.
Really?
Yeah, I would. So, just putting that out there, universe. If you want me to be nice to the remains of some poor guy, happy to do that.
The Golden Tiki in Las Vegas.
We'll make shrunken heads of you, or just like celebrities, like that's their thing.
They were going to investigate that place, and they did a shrunken head of him. I don't know if they just do it for people. You know what I mean? Oh. But he has it now in his haunted museum.
Oh. Well, okay. That sounds fun.
It says that... Okay, where does it say this? Hold on, let me just read this too. Zach Baggins owns several haunted artifacts, including a prominent mummified witch's head in his haunted museum, known for causing terrifying nightmares and a sense of being watched. And he also received his own personalized shrunken head at the Golden Tiki in Las Vegas, displayed as part of his collection and a highlight for fans. The witch's head, acquired from a source claiming it belonged to a Swiss man executed centuries ago, is highly active, while the Golden Tiki shrunken head is a unique piece created in honor, featuring a second skull for display, reflecting his deep involvement with haunted objects.
So it's not his head.
No, well, he still has his head.
But yeah, but you can make a shrunken head out of, you can make it look like anything you want to.
Oh no, it looks like him. Okay. It looks just like him, glasses and all.
Oh, okay, all right. Well,
right? It was articulated.
Oh man. Anyway,
I did see our buddy Flood called out Zach Baggins and the team to stay at night at one of the haunted places with no camera crew with him. Don't know if he had any word back or not, but
and Flood is so ballsy. There's not a lot of people that can keep up with that guy.
Right.
There really isn't. He's, it's if you go out with Flood, man, it's something else. He's not afraid of much. That man has looked cancer in the face multiple times now. There ain't much that scares him.
Right.
It's amazing. I hope he gets it. I hope that happens for him.
I know, me too.
He would give them a run for their money, that's for sure.
Right. He said specifically, no camera crew, just me and you guys.
and the demons.
Yep.
I love that. Well, on to the next news. This is real news, I guess, if you want to call it that. It's local news, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Out of Cincinnati, Ohio, residents there for weeks have been reporting a mysterious noise. This really doesn't have the full effect, and poor Nate, the producer, he's out sick, so I don't want to force him to edit it in. There is a link in the description if you guys want to go check out the video to hear the noise for yourself. But for weeks, residents in Cincinnati have heard this terrible noise. It's kind of like a horrifying siren-esque noise that seems to happen pretty much whenever the fuck it feels like it, and also happens from a couple seconds, couple minutes, some people reporting a couple of hours
continuously.
Yes, a couple of hours
Wow.
Residents, of course, are very upset by this. Cincinnati's not a small little village. It's a big city. It's a big industrial city. And so, people are speculating what the noise is, could possibly be, and of course find the source of it, so that way they can hopefully put a stop to it, because it's disrupting their sleep. It's making them just feel generally uncomfortable. Once you hear the noise, you understand it is a very uncomfortable sound. Cassie, what did you think of the noise?
I think I've heard it on an episode of Paranormal Caught on Camera before, but they had no rhyme or reason behind it there. It was not in Ohio. It was somewhere else. So, but it was the exact same sound. And I love the article's AI descriptions of it, of what it could possibly be. So you actually have to go watch the news article from it.
It is, it's something. Well, what they're speculating, what some people...
I do like the Kraken, though. I do like the Kraken in the Ohio River.
Of course there's a Kraken. Why wouldn't there be a Kraken in the Ohio River, though?
Right.
I mean, that just makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Some people are, the biggest potential... okay, is that it is more than likely a train engine coming from the local rail yard.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody actually sent in a video clip to the news of what these train engines sound like. It sounds, damn near identical.
Yeah, it's got to be what it is. If there's a reasonable explanation.
However, I will pose some questions. For one, they did get a hold of the manager of the rail yard, and they said that they could not substantiate that rumor.
Could they not substantiate it, though, because the whole town hates them?
That is a possibility. It is a possibility. But also, why are people just now hearing this noise? Why weren't they hearing it that rail yard's been there for years.
That's true.
You would think that they would have heard this previously, been familiar with it. It's similar to, like Cassie said, similar to other cases of these mystery noises in the sky. And a lot of them, they really don't ever usually find the cause.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked about them before on the show, but I'll talk about them again. They really fall in line with the mystery booms that people hear a lot. Just everywhere. Join your local Facebook group. Your neighbors are hearing booms out there.
Mm-hmm.
And is it fireworks? Well, yeah, probably, but it might not be. It might be.
This is definitely not fireworks.
This is not. No, this
is a guttural moan.
Right. It almost sounds biological. It really is horrifying sounding. And I've personally experienced mystery noises one time that not just I heard, and this was 2019. There was it was like a metallic scrape. I don't know how to describe it. It was like metallic scraping. I mean, that's really all. But it was coming from the fucking sky. I mean, it really wasn't coming from anywhere. And people were hearing it all locally. But my mother-in-law at the time lived in Florida, and they heard it there at the same time. And that was fucking weird to me. And that was the first time that I got into like these strange sky noises. And that's where I got into my sky dragons, which I've shared all those videos with you guys over on Patreon, patreon.com/WednesdaysTalk. You might have to dig deep. That was a couple years ago. But the general term for these noises are sky trumpets, even though they don't always sound like trumpets. Sometimes they do. And, people attribute them to the trumpets of Judgment Day, right? Biblical trumpets in the sky. And of course, the world hasn't ended yet, as far as we know. So that hasn't happened.
But we're the ones that didn't get taken.
Yeah, this is hell. That would make a lot of sense. Yeah, that would. But I think they're neat. I like the mystery sky noises. That's also an episode I want to do at a later date. But I don't know. Cassie, what do you think about the noises in the sky?
I liked it. It was different. Like, different to the fact that, like, we can't find any news right now that's, like, weird or anything to talk about. And this was on point, what we needed.
This is just what we needed. Yeah.
But it was definitely, like, to me, it really sounds like a guttural moan. And if you listen to the train car video, it sounds the same, but it also sounds different.
Sounds a little bit different.
Yeah.
But if they took that video up close and these people are hearing it from far away, then the distortion there could match up.
Right.
So I don't know. I'll leave it as a mystery. I'm not totally satisfied that it's solved, but just because I want to believe.
Right.
Believe in what?
Something. It's not like
the Kraken in the Ohio River, I guess, is what
that would be phenomenal.
That would make
if there's mermaids in like the Tennessee lakes, there are Krakens in the Ohio River.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we got mermaids in the Ohio River too.
Oh yeah, we do. The Ohio. Oh yeah, we do have them.
We had the also that weird creature sighting with it grabbed a lady's leg. It was like a hand. Grabbed a lady's leg in the 70s. Yeah, I'll have to look that one up. That was
the 70s again.
The 70s again. I know. Speaking of. Great segue. You didn't have any news, did you?
No.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. We, guys, we've been gone for 2 weeks and there's no fucking news. Hardly.
No.
But we made the most of it. So
I even like typed in so many different searches to try to find news, and still the whole like the Annabelle doll thing is popping up, and I'm like, no, we don't care anymore.
You can't make weird happen. It just happens. And that's just the way it is. It's interesting. This year, 2026. If you guys listen to me, I gotta assume you like my ideas and the way that I think about things. I'm super into numerology, really, really hardcore into it. And 2026 is a 1 year. So in numerology, you have the numbers 1 through 9. Then you have 11, 22, and 33. It's cyclical. And so it is basically you go through these paths until you pretty much find your true self, because you have to find your true self in order to teach the rest of the world. Then you get to those master numbers, the 11, 22, and the 33. And then your job is to kind of teach the world. And then you run out of steam and then you start back over at 1. It's kind of a weird, when you're talking about your personal life path, it's kind of a reincarnated type of situation. So anyway, 2026 is a 1 year, which signifies new beginnings and leadership and foundation building. So I'm excited for it. I'll tell you, I was so happy to get rid of 2025. It felt good. Normally it feels like, man, let me look back at my year and what I've done, and this is sad and I'm just getting old. But no, this year it felt relieving, to kind of get it off of there. And so I don't know what this new year has in store, but I'm super excited to be here for it. And I'll tell you guys, every step of the way, because I survive purely out of spite. So
also 2025 was like a horrible year for most people. Like there's a lot of bad things that happened last year, and they say it's because 2025 was the year of the snake, so a lot of shedding happened, and you're supposed to get rid of like all these contacts and friendships and like stuff in your life that you needed to get rid of. So 2026 could come, which is the year of the horse, and the year of the horse is the year of strength. So you're supposed to be building everything back up from like the start.
Isn't it crazy how it all works together and makes sense? But that's why I'm not into so much into like astrology and stuff, but man, I like numbers. I think they're neat. So it'll be great. But we're starting off the year strong. We are going to talk about something that I feel is a little underrated in ufology. I feel like it's not really talked about. There's not a lot of information out there. So sometimes you'll talk about like the Flatwoods Monster, and everybody's talked about that, right? Everybody knows about it. This one is, like I said, it's very underrated, and it deserves some spotlights.
Now, me not being a big ufology person and more of the paranormal person, I have never heard of this before we put it on our list.
I think a lot of people who even are into ufology have probably not heard of this one. This is the Santa Isabel Entity. I've said before, I'll say it again. One thing skeptics love to point out is how come weird stuff like this doesn't happen in other countries? Why does it only seem to happen in the U.S.? Well, it does happen in other countries quite a bit.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
we don't speak their language, so why would you pick up one of their books and start reading it? Why would you be on their internet and start looking into it? Tons of stuff like this happens. Argentina specifically has a lot of high strangeness cases and just very bizarre stories. So there's no shortage of this shit, I promise you. And this is going to be yet another weird one. So we're going to talk about multiple sightings that took place over the course of about a week at a particular auto plant called, I believe it's pronounced the Ika-Renault Auto Plant, and Santa Isabel, Argentina. Let's get into it.
I was trying to figure out if the Ica was actually a word or if it was just some letters put in front of it for some other meaning.
Like an abbreviation. And it still could be. I don't fucking know. I'm not from there. But I'm going to Ika-Renault. Renault is easy. I can handle that one.
Every time I read it, I would just say IKEA. The Ika-Renault.
The Ika-Renault Auto Plant. That works too. I mean, right. Full disclosure up front, we are white people from America. We don't know how to say some of these things, and you're just going to have to deal with it. So on September 21st, 1972, which was the 70s were a great year for humanoid sightings, and not just UFOs, of course, but, these strange creatures that people saw, because this one, it never really appears with a ship of any sort. So
no.
I don't know why we assume it's from space, but it's because of the way it looks, I suppose. There was a gentleman by the name of, I think it's Teodoro Merlo, which is...
Yes, and the last name is never capitalized, and I don't understand that. Is Merlo not his last name?
Huh. I think that's just...
Did you notice that?
I guess not, no. But I don't... No, I guess I didn't notice that. No. Is it like an Argentinian thing?
Yeah, because the Renault factory, Renault's never capitalized usually either, unless it's like a spell check thing and it just automatically capitalized it. But I was reading reports and like none of this stuff is never capitalized like we would capitalize things.
Interesting. I did not notice that. That's a very observant of you. I like that.
I guess it was something I was good at today.
Hey, you gotta have at least one win, right? And if that's what it is, hey, you did your best. No, Mr. Merlo, he was basically like a security guard, janitor. I guess.
It said he was the guard for the dressing room.
Yeah. So he works at this power plant, and around 5:40 a.m., he is specifically attending to the dressing rooms on site. There's a cleaning crew that come in at 6 a.m. This isn't like a retail dressing room. It's like a gym bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a pool bathroom, right? So there's showers, there's, wash basins everywhere, there's toilets, if you got to use them. I mean, but they refer to it as a dressing room, and that's fine. That's what we'll stick to as well. We'll be in the culture. So he's getting things ready for the 6 a.m. crew to come in, and he made a note of some of the discrepancies in the lighting of the dressing room because, well, that's kind of his job, right? You got some bulbs that go out, then you need to, replace them.
Mm-hmm.
So he is walking in, and as he walks in, he kind of notices where one of these lights is out. There is a guy hanging out in there. Of course, it's not just any guy. This is our main character of today. We should give him a nickname. I mean,
what do you have in mind?
Santa's too easy and Isabel's too easy. The Flash is way too easy.
I was thinking that.
What's the Flash's real name? Do you know? I don't know.
I don't know either. I should know. Google.
I mean, we can call him Timu Flash, right? That's.
Oh, yes. Or Sheen Flash.
Sheen Flash. Mr. Flash, and not the fun kind, not like the Super Bowl flashers. This is just knockoff Flash. Okay. Ooh. Okay.
The Flash's real name is Bartholomew.
Oh, okay, perfect. Bartholomew.
Yes.
Bart for short. So old Bart's hanging out in the corner, and he's like, okay. And he knows that nobody's supposed to be there because he's the guy. He knows he does his job. He locks all the doors. There's nowhere that this guy could have broken into. The plant shut down overnight, and he's been there, and he's been the only person there. And he does give a pretty lengthy detail of the description. So I'm going to go ahead and just read that for exact. He actually drew it, and it looks great.
I love this. This is the best drawing of an entity.
On Wednesdays We Talk Weird Facebook group, guys. Check it out. I'll post it there. You can see what this guy looks like if you are curious, or you just Google it, I guess, if you wanted. But over there, you can come talk to us, so it's even better. But anyway, his description of it, I'm going to read it. Its right hand, nearly forming a straight angle with its back, touched the being's nasal appendage. Okay, so his hand is right underneath his nose. He very much has a smell my finger pose going on. Okay,
I love the picture of him standing next to the sink in the bathroom, sniffing his finger in his superhero costume. Like,
we don't know where that finger's been, but we can only guess. But he is soaking in the aroma and wants to make sure that Mr. Merlot knew it. The left arm rested at the edge of the wash basin, while the entity's entire anatomy was at the edge of the wash basin. So his other arm with his not stinky finger, or maybe he just washed it, I don't know, is up on the sink, basically, and he's standing next to the sink. The right leg was outstretched, while the left one was drawn in. So he's very much in the superhero pose. Mm-hmm. Okay. With the foot firmly on the floor, of course. Let me see here. The intruder's height must have been considerate to rest its entire foot on the ground the way it did. Our reconstruction, this was from a UFO group that actually took this report at the time. Our reconstruction determined that the entity's average height must have been between 7'10" and 8'2". So big motherfucker. They said it in meters. I converted it for you guys to feet because we're a proper civilization.
That's why I was reading the numbers and it was in meters. I'm like, I don't know how tall that is.
I Googled that shit.
It seems tiny to me.
we have a majority American audience. We do have some friends over across the pond. If you guys want to figure that out, it's 2.4 to 2.5 meters.
And to me, in my American mind, that seems tiny.
Well, he's just a little guy.
Right.
Motherfucker's huge. The stanky finger. Its outfit appeared to be a coverall, dark blue in color with a matte finish, close fittings, super tight with tight wrists. Its appearance was massive. He saw neither boots nor belts. The outfit left the hands and face exposed, so the whole thing covered its entire body except for the hands and the face. The fingers were long and thin. One was brown. I'm just kidding. It doesn't. The skin was very, very white, almost like a plaster. That's what he said. The overall impression was of a living being and not a mannequin. Its skull was large and rounded with no hair. The neck was thin and short. The chin was broad and flat. Ears were long and pointed. And they are like cat ears. When we say long, they're not like elf ears, but more like cat ears is how the picture depicts
they're
them.
like up on top of his head.
Yeah, not exceeding the upper part of the head, it says. The eyes were slanted and were horizontally arranged, much larger than those of an Asian person.
The dude has a Batman mask on, okay? Like, that's what it is.
He noticed spots or undefined shadows at the cheeks. He did not see the nose and mouth very well. So he sees this creature again. This doesn't last very long, because when he spots the creature, something even stranger had happened, and the lights had flickered on and off. And while Mr. Merlot's trying to kind of get himself together, the creature just fucking disappears. It's gone.
The nose and mouth weren't visible because he had his stinky finger up in front of
his finger covering it, right?
Right.
So he couldn't see it very good. So this would not be the last time that Merlot would see this entity. So he goes home after work and he doesn't say fucking shit to anybody. He's like, I'm not bringing this up to nobody. And the very next night he goes back into work again, and he is a blue collar man. So he takes the bus into work, and he gets on the bus a little after 9 p.m. and of course takes his seat, and he just takes notice of the driver's rear view mirror, right? Every vehicle has a rear view mirror, or should. You should. It's safe that way. But as he's staring into the mirror, he notices, guess who? Mr. Bart Stinky Finger.
Yeah.
And at this point in time, I mean, pretty much he could only see the face, and he was able to then get a pretty clear view of that face. So then he continues to describe it a little bit more. The mouth was like that of a dog with a protruding upper lip. Oh my God. 2 brownish spots were visible on both cheeks. That's what it says. With facial and eye movements almost being evident. Under each eye could be seen 2 small, dark, converging lines with angles oriented toward the eye sockets. The eyebrows were arched and thin as though painted. It did not blink. The triangular nose was spare and in a straight line. After, he's staring at this thing in the mirror and can see it, but he struggled to kind of find the source of it. So he's like looking around the bus. He's looking behind him. He's like, where is this reflecting from? Where is this guy? And he could not find it. He took note of everybody else in the bus. Did not seem to notice this thing at all. So at that point in time, he went ahead and went into work, and he would report this to Mr. Romero, which was the head of the plant safety department. And while they did take him seriously, just kind of like in our Gargoyles episode, they're just like, yeah, don't talk about this to people. They're gonna think you're weird. And he's like, okay. And Mr. Merlot felt like they weren't really taking it that seriously. He felt like there was really no urgency with it. Some things of note with Mr. Merlot, and there's 2 other sightings by 2 other entirely different people we're going to talk about. But one thing that he noted was that in the washroom or in the dressing room where this creature was, the area was significantly hotter than the other parts of the dressing room. Which is interesting because in a lot of these like strange entity cases, most of the time people don't report hot air, they report really cold air.
Cold, yeah.
So this, kind of implies a little bit maybe some type of like radiation, that was happening, which I suppose is probably why it's in ufology. I have no idea. He also reported immediately upon seeing this creature, he was having blurred vision, and then he was having like teary, kind of burny eyes for a couple of days afterwards. He developed a red spot on his nose that would frequently ache, so it just hurt just existing. And then he would also suffer constant headaches after having this experience. For about a week after the event, he experienced some lumbar pain. So he seems to have had some type of strange after effects. Yeah, I'm going to pause. I'll pause there before we get on to the next one, and I'll open up the floor. What do you think about Mr. Stinkfinger?
Well, he looks like... Okay, have you seen The Boys yet?
No.
Okay, so The Boys, do you know what The Boys is?
Nope.
So it's a TV show on Prime that is these like... It's like a mock of superheroes, and they're just these heroes that have all these powers, but they're trying to like take over and be on top and get rid of the humans, and they're just like killing them, like killing each other and killing the humans and blah. They're horrible. He looks, but like he reminds me of a character that would be on The Boys, kind of like a stupid, cheap, like minimal costume.
When you say that, it makes me think of, and it's probably mostly the finger, but it makes me think of Mystery Men. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Paul Rubens' character with his amazing fart powers with his finger. Yeah, I don't. But you're right. Very, very. Not the hero that you want, but the hero that you need.
And like when you were talking about everything, I was going through like the image searches, like all the different like representations people have drawn of this thing, and they're so different. Like some of them look like the creature from the Black Lagoon, which I don't see at all with any of the description that people like that this guy gave. Like I know like the glow, like the orb glow or whatever, it was like the bluish green, but these people made the whole entity like blue green, like swamp creature, and it's supposed to be like the white pasty type. And then some images look like the freaking Tin Man from Wizard of Oz, a mix between E.T. and Hopkinsville goblins, and then like the best super cheap superhero one that I love.
The witness accounts and the witness depictions are, pretty much exactly the same.
Right.
But yeah, other people's imagination, it's very interesting. This one picture of him makes him look like the mask from the Black Phone.
Yes. That's what it is. I got you. I was looking at it trying to think like, what does that remind me of?
Yeah, it looks like that. Which is it's just a creepy version. It's just trying to, make him a little more horrifying than he is. But yeah, the actual like eyewitness depictions, they're all very, very much the same.
Well, I was going through looking at all of them to see if I saw any that actually depicted like the brown spots on the face. And no, I don't see anything that depicts that in any of these drawings.
I don't see that either. But what is notable that really through the whole description he doesn't really talk about is like, because when he's looking at it in the mirror, he describes the face. He describes the mouth like a dog snout.
Yeah.
But draws the face flat as a fucking pancake. There's no definition to it from the side profile. It's weird.
Yeah, there's nothing.
So I don't really understand that very well.
Unless he just didn't know how to draw it out right.
He's like, I just assume his face is really flat. I don't know. His hand was covering it. I can't. I don't know.
The one image from Reddit that has the drawing next to the stone or clay bust that the person made, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
It literally said in the description, like, no belt or whatever, or something else was seen. And it literally drew like a belt on the middle of this character that he drew. And he 100% looks like a Power Ranger.
He looks, yeah.
With a mask on.
He does look cooler with a belt on.
He does. It just looks like Batman.
Yeah, I think he looks a lot neater that way. But yeah, so that's the first incident with this entity, which I think is probably a good name for it. And then also,
I did read somewhere about time loss. Was that in this one?
So Merlot did experience, yeah. So I guess I didn't finish with him exactly. He had a couple of other incidences, but ones that I thought were pretty noteworthy are, he had one incident where he's at home and he feels weird, and he checks and he looks at his watch, and his watch time says it's 4:00, but then he looks at the clock in his home and it says it's 5:00. So it could be missing time. It could not.
Or was it like a time change incident where you forgot to set the clocks back then? Because the computer didn't do it for you.
Daylight savings time in Argentina. But it would be around that time, sort of. September. Well, not quite.
No, not yet.
Maybe for them, if they do have daylight savings. Do you guys have daylight savings there?
Probably not.
They probably don't. But I don't know. This thing seems to mess with watches quite a bit. So it could be that he had an encounter with it at 4. It stopped his watch. Well, we're going to see that in the next guy's encounter, and then took him or something. It does seem to take people, but there's no details about what happens when it takes them. I don't judge him by that finger. I don't think I want to know what happens.
There were no instruments in this, just bodily instruments were used.
He's kind of like a more mysterious spring-heeled Jack in a way. Like, this could 1,000% be a man in a weird fucked up superhero costume sexually assaulting people. Like,
and then drugging them to make the time stop. Right.
Like, there's nothing like that. I mean, that's probably the most logical explanation we'll get the whole episode. So, spoiler alert. And then he also, like, this one's interesting. He had an incident where he was at work again, but he did have another coworker there with him. And it was on the 25th, so just a couple days after this. And he goes to, of course, the dressing room around 2 a.m. and he was terrified because the lights wouldn't turn on. And so he refused to go in. She shut and locked the door at that and left it alone. And him and the coworker kind of appeared a couple hours later, and the lights had been working just fine.
Okay.
So, whether or not
probably just stay away from that dressing room.
He doesn't want you in there. I mean, whether or not this was like the entity causing that or whatever, I think it's important to note that it literally made this man afraid of the dark.
Right. Okay.
Like, just, like,
well, wouldn't you be too?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be like, yeah, I don't know if I can go in there. Lights are off. Hell no, that's weird. But exactly. It just shows that obviously this affected him, in a very real way. So yeah, he's like, I'm not going in there. On the 27th of September, Administrator Enrique Moreno was on his routine document distribution around 10:30 p.m., which I guess he got to ride like a fucking moped around the building, around the plant.
Yes.
And, deliver documents to people. It's basically doing mail service, a mail run. And while he is driving around doing this, he spots, guess what? The same motherfucking guy, pretty much. He's refers to it as a tall figure, around 8 feet tall, with an, quote, unnatural gait. It seems that when this thing walks, it's very stiff. It doesn't move its knees, even though in the Merlot sighting, he very much had a bent knee.
Yes.
So, but in this case, it doesn't seem to be the case. So it was walking kind of strange. He spots this thing, and then Moreno instantly felt frozen and felt a throbbing pain in his head. Not just that, there were some strange incidences of lights in the area, as well as his motorbike just completely stopped working. So he really couldn't get away on his little moped if he wanted to. But, he didn't really feel like he could anyway, because he was feeling kind of strange. And as he's trying to continue and, just kind of get the bike to go and just drive on past this thing, he does eventually make it past this thing, but notices that this stretch that he was on, which would normally take about 30 seconds for him to travel from A to B, had taken him about 15 minutes to get to.
Wow.
So he definitely had
time loss.
Definitely had time loss there. Yeah, absolutely. He also noticed that his watch again had stopped working and had become highly magnetized. So like a fucking MRI machine, things were just flying at him, which would be kind of cool because back then people actually carried cash and stuff.
And this was like a power factory.
It was an auto factory. An
auto factory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Moreno does go to the police after this incident. It scared him. He pretty much described exactly what Merlot does, so I didn't really pull those details because it's really not any different.
Right.
Except for it seems that his suit was glowing in this one.
Yeah.
But
so it had like a blue greenish glow.
Yeah, around like his body. He seems a little more metallic in the second sighting, it seems, than he did in the original. But everything else is pretty much the same, except he wasn't smelling his finger, so that's good. He was smelling it afterwards, after the 15 minutes.
I wonder if that's why he was glowing, because he had the energy, and by smelling his finger, that's how he gets the energy. So he was trying to get his power back in the bathroom, and he was just like...
He has like an ET finger.
Right.
So it's like magical. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know.
No, I could buy it. I'm here. I still don't know why he's got brown spots on his face, but...
Right. Well, yeah, that's a new one, but...
So he does take it to the police, and the police come, and this part I really think is neat. The police show up, and while they didn't find the entity, what they did find was where Moreno had reported the entity was. They found 2 square-shaped footprints in not the dirt, not the grass, not the sand, in the concrete.
Concrete, yeah.
In the concrete of the ground.
And it wasn't wet concrete. No. It was dry.
Right. This is dry concrete. Something was standing there. I mean, you can say whatever you want, how ridiculous the sighting is, and it's probably not real, and they probably just all made it up. I don't know. But how? It wasn't cracked concrete. These are indents in the concrete. Now, I guess maybe they found 2 weird squares, and they were like, oh, let's just pretend those are footprints, and they were made forever ago. I'm just saying. But here is the other thing about it, is that he, again, described almost exactly what Merlot had seen to a fucking T. He had no clue who the fuck Merlot even was.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know who that man was. Didn't know about the sighting. Remember, Merlot goes to his higher up, and they tell him to just kind of don't talk about this. And he's like, okay. And he doesn't, because he really didn't want to talk about it to begin with. But the fact that this thing came back again on the bus, he felt like he needed to. So he's not just out there telling everybody about what he had seen. There was no way for Moreno. And Moreno's like a 19-year-old kid. Okay. And Merlot's like a middle-aged blue-collar man. Like, they're not buds. They're not hanging around the same circles. Like, it's very interesting how that kind of worked out. So, I don't know, but I'll wait. I'll pause again and let you comment on Moreno and his sighting.
Well, like, I don't really know. I like it because of exactly what you said. They're not hanging out with each other after work. And it scared the first guy so much that he's afraid of the dark. So he's not going to be like talking about it to other people. The fact that they saw the exact same thing just like, what, a week apart?
Yeah.
At the same factory.
Yeah.
Right. And they both, like, I don't want to say the second one didn't want to say anything because he told the higher ups, but like, it's kind of like they already knew something was there.
It's really interesting because, like, especially with the way it looks, it does look very unique. Like, it does look like a knockoff superhero. Who the fuck makes that up in the same week? Like, that's a hell of a coincidence if it's fake.
Right.
You know, that is very strange. Moreno was definitely a lot more comfortable talking about it than Merlo was. So, you know, word definitely had started to kind of get around about the entity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which is going to bring us basically to our third and final sighting of this thing ever again, I guess. Is I don't know how to say
it. Sounds like, oh my gosh, this is where that car accident affected me in my memory. What was the one we talked about a couple weeks ago that was at the Space Center at NASA?
Oh, the gargoyle, yeah.
Yes. So it sounds like the way the company is, it's like someone goes and tells them like, oh yeah, don't talk about it. We all know. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
yeah, that happens here. We know. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. You don't need to tell anyone because we're oh, you didn't know that yet? You know?
Right.
Super casual. Instead of like, don't talk about this or we'll kill your family. Let's I agree. Yeah, it seemed a lot more casual than anything. But it seemed to like, no, I mean, they did seem to kind of know what he was talking about.
Right.
No, I agree. But, you know, things kind of got a little more out of hand when I think it's pronounced Luffold, but I have no idea. I think that's how you say this man's name. His last name is Rodriguez. I do know how to say that. So, Mr. Rodriguez, he is a truck driver and he is delivering sheet metal to the plants. And one night he's out there delivering his sheet metal and all of a sudden a light completely fills his entire cabin. Okay. And guess what? Guess who appears?
Old Bart.
He comes along and he just kind of, you know, out of this massively blinding light starts walking towards the cab of the truck. But this time he has a ball of light. He's a little orb of light that he's carrying. And that's where this light is coming from. This is the source of that light that's illuminating everything. So it's damn bright. You know, it's damn bright. And he, of course, starts approaching the cab. And Rodriguez had reported that, you know, of course, his truck engine had stalled and the street lights everywhere had completely went out. He felt a buzzing sensation in his head and was also, much like Moreno, was paralyzed, felt, you know, couldn't move, couldn't do anything. And as the entity is getting closer and closer, the truck cabin starts to vibrate violently. The whole thing starts, I mean, to the point of like, it's knocking shit off his dash and everything. And it seems that he had some missing time too, but I couldn't find like a detail of like maybe how long, but eventually kind of what happens is, I mean, I guess Bart just disappears. I don't know. He just kind of fucks off into the night, and a bunch of workers there at the plant had noticed this guy's like seizing or something in the fucking cab of this truck, and they run over and they try to help him, and he's trying to like explain what's going on to them, but they're kind of, you know, them showing up kind of brought him out of this trance, and you know, he's kind of coming to, and he's like, there's this thing, I saw this thing, and they're like, oh shit, people have been seeing this thing, where'd it go? And he's like, it went that way. And so they chase off to try to find it, and of course they never find it. And and that's it. That's the Santa Isabel entity. Nobody had ever really seen anything like it again. But But I have one more. I have a surprise, kind of, I guess, sort of. I found out about this particular case because of that last sighting, because of the thing carrying the light orb. I've heard of like other people talk about different entities. I've heard about people talk about Bigfoot carrying light orbs, but I've never gotten, I don't know where that comes from. I have no idea. I've never gotten a report about it. I don't know. But I have had somebody report something similar. So they were at like they were a teenager. They were at like an old abandoned farm with their friends, or, they were just out and about. They were country boys, and they're at this old barn. And all of a sudden, as they're hanging out at the barn, they're like in the field and the barn's kind of off in the distance. Something emerges from the barn. Now, he described it as like a black figure, but he couldn't really make out a bunch of details about said figure, because what he was more concentrated on was this orb of light in its hands. And it's walking out with its pondering orb. And, he does describe feeling, frozen. Mm-hmm. But he admits that he doesn't know if that's the influence of the creature, the entity, whatever, or if that was just because he was having a lot of trouble making out exactly what the fuck was happening. But then he does eventually report kind of running off and fucking off into the night. So again, when he tells me this, and one of the first things that I try to do when somebody sends me a report of anything is find another story that they can relate to. And so for this one, I definitely wanted to, dig and find something. And this was one of the first things that popped up was this story. And
yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the light orb is. I have no clue. Again, there does seem to be some type of radiation involved. And a lot of times in these orb stories, not just people carrying them, but just orbs in general, they do seem to give off a pretty decent amount of radiation. Ron and Joe over at Wild and Weird West Virginia, they have a joke. They say, don't chase the orbs. Not because the orbs are particularly dangerous, but because they're radioactive and you'll get cancer. So we call Joe and Glow, or Glow and Joe, rather. Because
kind of like ball lightning. Don't try to catch it.
No, it'll hurt you. Yeah, it's not made for that. It's not sports ball lightning. It's just ball lightning. Mm-hmm. And it sucks.
It's going to hurt.
It's going to sting. So, I mean, it just kind of tracks. A lot of this stuff tracks with other high strangeness. His appearance is very odd. But the electrical interference and stuff like that, that's very common. The potential for radiation, the heat, things like that, are all things that we see in other stories, similar in this nature. And again, I don't quite understand why this ends up in ufology, I guess, because it doesn't really fit anywhere else.
Well, so I was trying to search because I had some idea pop in my head when you were talking. But it says that I typed in the Ika-Renault factory about any recent sightings, and it says there's no recent sightings, but there is post of older folklore about ghosts called El Fantasma de la Fabrica about that. So there are older ghost stories from accidents or local legends from accidents that happened at that factory.
That makes sense.
But I can't tell you what they are because everything I search is now in Spanish because I typed in El Fantasma de la Fabrica.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, that's...
So this would cause more digging for me to translate.
That's fair. It can be done, but... it was the holidays. Cut us some slack.
Well, yeah, and this just popped in my head to search for that.
It's always like, damn, I wish I'd known that sooner. Well, that's okay. Gives the listeners something to do in between Wednesdays, that's for sure.
The Renault factory is now called Cordier. Cordier. So it's a new factory now. It's not the same Renault factory it was in 72.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I find that so weird. I mean, because why are we assuming that this is an alien?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess because it's not a ghost, because people think ghosts are dead people, and unless it's a dead superhero.
Could be.
And it's probably not a cryptid, because cryptids don't usually glow.
when did like, okay, so when you do like research on Halloween and you see like the old creepy like Halloween costumes?
Yeah.
What if it was a ghost that like died around Halloween and he was just wearing his crappy costume from back in the day?
I mean, I still think it's just a guy that is.
I mean, yeah. That's just even creepier, though.
That is.
There's just a guy in a superhero costume smelling his finger in a dark bathroom.
Scaring the shit out of people, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what people do with their time. It's not up to me. And the weird orb he's got, it's just, you ever seen like one of those moon lamps? It's just that. It's not even that bright. And people are like, oh God, he's got
I don't know. I don't know what people do from Ragnarok. They could just sniff their fingers a lot.
I mean, I'm just saying, there's just no there's no way to attribute this to anything that specific. It just has notes. It has notes of other high strangeness, but nothing there's nothing like it. That's for sure. There's nothing exactly like it, except those 3 sightings that are exactly like each other.
Right.
And then never again.
It's kind of like the Frogman sightings.
Yeah, they happen.
A few sightings that are just like each other, and then nothing ever again.
Nothing. Well, shit. Speaking of Frogman, great segue. I wasn't going to do it this early in the year, but you know what? Why not? You guys need to plan. You need to book your hotel. Frogman Festival. It's coming.
It's coming fast too.
It is. It's coming fast, and it's coming hard, and it's coming all over your face if you would just let it happen. Yeah, you could be there. Are you going this year?
What day is it?
I think it's March 6th. I mean, here I am advertising. I'm like, you got to be there. I don't know what it is, but let me look. Hold on. March 7th.
So my problem with Frogman for the last 3 years now is that my brother's wife decided to give birth to her baby the day of Frogman Festival. So her birthday party is every year now, and I feel like a horrible aunt if I miss her like first 5 birthday parties. You know what I mean?
Bring the family to Frogman Festival.
Yeah, right. My family is nothing like me. I'm the one. Like, I'm the black sheep.
Bring the whole family. It'll be a great time. We'll secure a room there. Jeff Craig will be fine with that. We'll get you a little party room. There's live animals. They bring the one lady will bring.
She'd probably have a freaking blast.
Right. There's a parade.
Mm-hmm. She can dress up in a costume.
Well, how are you going to get my brand new book, Your Strange Guide to Ohio Volume 1, if you're not at the Frogman Festival?
Dude, I'm making the cover. I'm just going to get the book.
I guess that's fair. That's fair.
But I'm going to have to see you soon after that because I need it autographed because that's just my thing with books and people I know.
We just got to make a girls' weekend.
We do.
Weird. We'll sniff our fingers.
We'll both be in superhero costumes.
We'll watch weird movies. It'll be great. It'll have nothing to do with work.
That'd be great.
We'll just hang out and do nothing. It'll be fantastic. And on purpose. We'll do it on purpose.
Plan nothingness.
It'll be great. No, but we'll miss you at Frogman. That's. I
don't know yet because I don't know what's going on because my dad does live in Arizona, so it's like they have to plan according to his travel schedule. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Do I want to go? Yes. That was an awesome festival. The first year was amazing. So now that I know like Jeff's got a couple more years under his belt, I can't even imagine how good it is if the first year was so good.
It just gets better and better.
Yeah.
Somebody messaged me and they're like, are you one of the speakers at Frogman Festival?
Like, I am Frogman Festival.
Jeff Craig is Frogman Festival. I'm just Frogman Festival Junior. And I'm just like, oh my God. It's so weird having to I don't know, because it almost sounds like I'm bragging. Because I'm like, not only am I one of the speakers every year, I'm the MC as well every single year to the Frogman Festival. And I don't know. I'm too humble for that shit. I'm like,
Frogman Festival is like a great event to see you if you don't want to see you. You know what I mean? Like,
that's true.
they'll definitely see you, but they won't actually get to physically like have contact with you.
I don't know. I may as well just hang. I mean, it's hard because people, want to buy stuff from me and have me sign it and do the pictures and things. But every hour I'm on that stage, he's super great about giving me a break. Usually like midday, I'll do a break from hosting and then he'll do that slot and I'll come back. But yeah, it's busy. I mean, I'm on stage every hour plus my own hour of speaking. Right. I don't know. I haven't decided yet what I want to talk about this year.
And Frogman Festival is the prime opportunity for all you people with weird fantasies to get pegged by Ashers. All you have to do is show up in a vest. Free
pegging. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything except for one vest. And I will peg away. It'll be fantastic. You're just going to show up. Or should I say frog-tastic?
And she'll have 2 different books this time.
2 of them. Frogman Festival last year, entered cold, sold out about 3 hours into the whole events. So it went fast, and people still buy it. I'm always surprised. Every month I get a notification from Amazon, and it's like, here's your payment, and I'm like, shit, people are still buying it. My God. And then of course the new Your Strange Guide to Ohio. If you're from Ohio, you have to have it. If you're not from Ohio, but you're coming all the way there for the Frogman Festival, you got to pick this up.
But you got to tell them what you told me. Like, what this is volume 1. There will be more.
Yeah. It turns out Ohio is, weird. It's strange. Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. Eventually me and Jeff Craig, we're actually partnering up on this one. So he does the Hidden Ohio map. So you can actually purchase the book and map bundle. You can buy them both separately if you want to, but we are going to, have a little special bundle. I don't know how many of those we'll have at Frogman Festival yet. But it'll definitely be a thing. But yeah, this is volume 1. I'm sure Jeff will be on board to bundle the map and stuff with future installments. If you're not quite that committed yet, that's okay. But there's so much, I might as well at least write more books. I mean, there's plenty for more books.
And I know you will 100% lick your books for people who want them licked.
Oh yeah, inside and outside.
Honestly, I'm probably 99.8% sure Jeff Craig will lick the map too if you ask him.
Oh, Jeff Craig will 1,000% lick your map.
Okay, yeah. I just didn't want to say that without confirmation from him, but yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Definitely. I can't wait to hear about him talking about why are people asking me to lick the map.
Please ask him too.
Ask him, because he will do it with no questions asked.
Right. He looks super professional guy that you don't want to joke about things with, but no, trust me, you want to joke about things with him.
Oh yeah, Jeff Craig's nasty. He really is. He hides it well, but he's nasty. He wore a vest he wears a vest every year to Frogman Festival. He knows what's up.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, ask us both. We'll lick it. You guys, I do carry lipstick with me, and I will leave a lip mark right on your book.
Probably different colors too.
Well, I could. Yeah, I mean, they're small. They're compact. I have a bag, right? I can bring it with me. No problem.
Right.
But yeah, I will mark your book with my own face and mouth, my saliva, and then whatever you do with it at your house, that's your business. I don't want to know. I don't need to know. I just need to know that you gave me your money. So there's that. Well,
what else have we got going on? Anything?
Yeah, absolutely. The Patreon is jumping off. We had our monthly meeting last year, and it went great. You guys show up to them though. I mean, it'd be better if you guys were there.
We had somebody there.
We did. We had somebody there. It was a good time. Cassie gave away a great depiction of Buck Nelson and Little Bucky. And Clifford.
Yeah.
It's all of those things. It's Buck, Nelson, Bucky, Clifford, Ted, Hank, and Bobby Hill. All those in one picture.
And it glows in the black light.
And it glows in the black light. So if you join our Patreon at our $5 tier, patreon.com/WednesdaysTalk, you get entered in for a drawing, whether you show up to the monthly meeting or not. It's just that's where we do the drawing for it. So you can see it in real time. But you can hang out with us too. Every month, the last Thursday of the month, we want to talk to you. Let's talk about this entity. What do you guys think about the Santa Isabel Entity? Do you have any thoughts, any opinions? Was it you? We would like to know.
1972. So that would be what? Like, if he was 0 then, that would be like 53 years old now? 52?
Oh, yeah.
And then say he wasn't 0 then, and we added 20 years on. So that's like in his 70s now.
Yeah, I don't know if we have 70-year-old listeners. Let us know. Are you a 70-year-old listener? We would like to meet with you.
Or can you stop time for yourself and you're just still like 25?
Exactly.
Chilling in your bad superhero costume, smelling your fingers. What are you doing now, dude?
Again, what you do in your spare time, that's your business.
He probably was like, this world's too fucked up. I got to go back home. He's probably not even here anymore.
Yeah, he's like, these people think I'm weird.
Mm-hmm.
He was just some guy just trying to get away from his family because he's the black sheep. So he comes to Earth, and then we all are terrified of him and treat him badly. And he left. So,
but I mean, for our part, he really only showed 3 people himself here.
But that's a lot compared to some of them. I mean, Buck Nelson, those guys with Buck Nelson, they didn't show anybody else themselves. Little Bucky.
Oh, no, because Buck was Little Buck's father.
That's right. They're related somehow.
Right. They were doing their own, intergalactical Maury episode.
I would love to watch that. You are the father in space. That'd be great. So, I mean, yeah, that's what we got going on. We're just building over there. Who knows what will be next? We're just kind of seeing what works for you guys, what works for us. But for now, you definitely get your ad-free episodes. You get that monthly meetup. You get to be entered into the drawing. And I'm getting ready to put some books up there. I know I talked about that before. But I'm going to load some books. So if you ever wanted to read about some of these things, this particular topic is featured in one of the books that I will be sharing. I can't remember the name of it at the moment, but it's got something to do with the 70s. Yeah, you should check it out.
And I did send out the painting. It's at the FedEx Dropbox. So if the winner gets a notification that his FedEx package is shipped from Millersburg Tire, that is your painting, because that's our tire business and I ship everything from there.
Yep, that's where it comes from. So it'll be a nice surprise. So very exciting. Anything you want to share before we get out of here?
I'm trying to think. It's already tomorrow's the 6th. So January's already flown by. It seems like this month is going to go by so fast.
Tomorrow's the 6th. It's pretty much over.
Right. Nothing good happens in January. It's over.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, the wintertime is just chill. There's just not a lot going on. But that's good because it gives us time to really actually focus on these topics that we've got coming up. Give you guys some fun episodes. So.
I'm sketching, doodling for the book cover, so I'm working on that. I made up the flyer for the oh my gosh, my brain is just, this accident killed me. And I have to think of all this because I had my deposition today for the accident. So now I'm this is why my memory sucks. The rock and whatever it's called, the flea market that I do, I'll remember in 5 minutes. But it's
hey, Cassie's doing some flea market. Share it in the Facebook group.
Yeah, Lorraine Punk Rock Flea Market. So I did the flyer for that this year. So the spring show's coming up. I'm still tweaking little designs on that for different things. And I got so many Posca markers and canvases for Christmas. I'm just going to start drawing away because it's winter and what else is there to do?
Yeah, it's time to create. That's for sure. get on top of it. And, of course, you can follow us both on social medias. Those links are in the description. And then I can't say it enough. Join the Facebook group. Come talk to us. It only works if you guys, participate.
I did see we had new members that you posted.
We do have new members. Yeah. The members come in pretty steadily. So you guys are joining, but feel free to share whatever you want, whatever weirdness you want to. If there's a cool meme you think, well, share it there, or you come across some weird news, please. For the love of God.
I think it's hard sometimes for people too, when they follow me, they follow you, and then they follow the page and they're like, where do I post this to?
I just post it everywhere. You never know.
Right.
You never know. I mean, people that like you don't care to follow all your pages. So, they don't care to see the same post 10 million times. It's great.
Right.
It's great. So, anyway, I guess with that being said, guys, we will see you back here next Wednesday.
Bye.